underestimate the power of PlayStation.
What's up, everybody? This is Podcast Beyond, episode 186. I'm your host, Greg Miller, alongside my other hosts, Roundhouse Kick and Ryan Clements. Yeah, he only does everything Colin Moriarty.
Is the PlayStation Network coming back? I doubt it.
I doubt it's ever coming back. That's the top story before we even get into Roper Report. Lots of kids still tweeting, blogging. People are asking on my IGN wall at Greg-IGN, when's PlayStation Network coming back? Kids would pop up and say, "Oh, Tuesday, dude, Tuesday. Oh no, I heard it's gonna be Wednesday." They have never said when it's coming back. Sony did the very ambiguous last week. They put out a release saying it'll be back next week. Or it'll be back in a week.
Yeah, in a week.
And if you remember, when the PSN went down, they said it'll only be down 1 or 2 days. So I think we can confirm, don't listen to Sony's timetables. It'll be back when it's not going to sacrifice your family.
I would like to say that in the reader's defense that are trying to ponder when this store is going back, when the service is going back,
yeah.
I could have sworn that I actually read an official either news story or a press release saying that basic functionality would be back on Tuesday. That's why I thought Tuesday.
Yeah. Well, I thought it was, and I could be wrong because so many stories are rolling around now. I'm getting them all confused and shit. It's like I thought that on the blog on Tuesday last that they said that within a week or something like that the PlayStation Network would be back, which is why everyone expected that by Tuesday the network would be back.
What I expected, my expectation is that limited functionality would be back this week sometime. I didn't pigeonhole them to Tuesday just because I have no confidence anymore in their timetable.
Right.
And not only, and that sounds like a huge knock against Sony or whatever, that's more of a knock in just the problem they face. I can understand having something huge and broken and you're trying your best to fix it and do whatever. You don't want to say, it's like when you're working on this feature that's all over the place, or a review, or when are you going to have that review up, Colin? It'll be up when it's done. When I've played the game and I'm ready for it to go up. Colin.
Or don't worry about it is usually my favorite answer.
Don't worry about it.
Colin, I got 2 things.
Yeah.
Number 1, I hate it when you go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
And they've packed the paper towels in so tight that you pull them out and they come out and they start tearing in pieces because there's too much pressure.
Pieces.
That happens in the mornings.
Then they stick to your hand because it's a little piece and it gets wet and then you're like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Yep.
Number 2, Colin, you asked me what my shirt meant. I'm wearing a new shirt.
Yeah, I don't
know.
I can't read Japanese.
It's got a bunch of Japanese writing on it and then the PlayStation logo on the arm. It is the official thank you gift from Sony for being part of the PlayStation Rewards program.
Oh, nice.
Here's how they thanked me. They sent me this shirt with Japanese text on it, and nowhere in the little card thanking me did it say what the Japanese text said. So this morning I had to walk into Pear's office wearing this shirt and say, what does this mean? It means PlayStation.
Okay.
So there you go.
There you go.
PlayStation.
By the way, I have a complaint 1A about your first complaint about the paper towels. So the worst thing about the paper towels being tight is that people grab and kind of nip at them. Yeah. And then they get little pieces, but then they kind of flutter on the ground. And by the end of I pick up my pieces because I wasn't raised in a barn.
Yeah.
But some people don't, and so it's just like a complete catastrophe in the bathroom by the end of the day with paper towels everywhere.
Yeah.
That's one of my pet peeves. Yeah. I'm on a hair trigger I've noticed lately. Like it's a stressful time at work, and then I've been staying up late playing a game that I can't talk about, and then I wake up for work, so I'm already kind of tired by the time I get to work.
Right.
Somebody today, I'm waiting to cross the street. This guy next to me throws a cigarette on the ground, the cigarette butt on the ground. I was like, I just wanted to kill this guy.
You should have picked it up and.
I looked around because I was trying to figure out if there was like an ashtray or a receptacle close, because then I would have picked it up and been like, I'll do this for you, and throw it out right there. But there wasn't one close.
That would have been awesome.
But still, if you're stupid enough to smoke all the time, don't just throw them on the ground. Please use an ashtray, toss them in a garbage can, start a fire. We can all get.
I have a question for you, too, about the game that you're playing that you're not allowed to talk about. Can I borrow the game that you're playing that you're not allowed to talk about this weekend?
No, you cannot.
Oh, okay.
The whole reason I have the game that I can't talk about is because I need to play it through it for the reviewers. Actually beat
Can you write it down? I don't know
something at the end of the game happens, apparently.
Okay.
That they want to have a good opinion of what's happening. I'm writing it down. I'm writing it down for him.
Oh, my God. I can't wait to see it. Oh, okay. Got it. All right.
So, yeah.
Cool.
Sorry. After this weekend, I have to beat it by the end of the weekend, as per my agreement for borrowing the game.
Okay.
So after that, you can have it.
All right. That's fine.
But let's start this show with what is and forever will be the Roper Report. Time for some news. This is a meaty one.
Yeah, there's a lot of news.
You cranked out the meat here.
I was surprised about how much. Actually, there was more than would fit on a page, so I actually left some stuff off.
Colin's pretty familiar with the meat.
He makes a good meat sauce.
I do make a good meat sauce.
Italian sausages.
I love the Italian sausages and the meatballs.
All right. Number
I'm
1
hungry.
on the Colin Moriarty inspired Roper Report, which may or may not reflect the opinions of IGN and its subsidiaries. The new Assassin's Creed game has been officially revealed. As we found out last week, the game is entitled. That's wrong, actually. you and I are entitled to certain things, but a game is titled. I'm teaching the kids something here today. Professor Miller up on his pulpit.
I've still tried to catch Colin. I do this all the time, but I've still tried to catch Colin's the since versus because.
Yeah, everybody at IGN
I don't know, man. I have to like really wrap my head around some of the these arcane grammatical rules.
Since and because nobody follows. If you're not following, listeners, since and because don't mean the same thing. I'm fat because I eat pizza. I've been fat since birth. Since implies time. There is a time that has passed, whereas because is cause and effect.
Though I was also talking to Jack, and apparently he was saying that the more than versus over is now not a followable rule anymore.
I'm sure. I complain all the time about we don't have a style guide, so for serial commas, I usually put one even before and a lot of people don't do that. And they're fine, but I wish IGN could come to agreement. OK was a big one for a long time. It was capital O, capital K, spell out OK, blah, blah, blah. And now we have it as one of our descriptors now. So IGN style, whatever.
Yeah.
No, there isn't one, and it's the internet, and it's freaking Wild West.
The internet is the Wild West.
I'm going to write in Wingdings one day. That's how I'm going to review Uncharted 3, Wingdings.
Uncharted 3 review.
Okay. The game is titled Assassin's Creed Revelations, but now we know the details. The new game takes Ezio to Constantinople, which is now Istanbul.
Constantinople.
But now it's Istanbul, not Constantinople.
Right, exactly. Constantinople fell in 1460.
That was a great Looney Tunes or Tiny Toons episode. Remember where I'm going with this?
Yeah.
They might be giants, right?
Yeah. That's what I was thinking about. There might be giants. So.
All right. In order to unravel the mystery between the Templars and the Assassins, multiplayer will return with more modes. Boo. Maps, boo. And characters, boo. And the game has been described as the final chapter in the Ezio trilogy. Yay! Here's my thing. I enjoy the Assassin's Creed games quite a bit. I don't. Have we talked about this on Beyond that I finally keyed in on an answer of what's my favorite type of game?
I'm ready.
No, I don't
my favorite type of game is some kind of third-person action game.
Oh, really?
Which I know can apply to a lot of things, but when I stop and think of games I love, Assassin's Creed, Uncharted, Infamous, that's what they all have in common,
right?
Right. So that's why I really dig those. I love the Assassin's Creed one. I'm happy. The screenshot we're going to eventually break down, I believe. He looks like he's got a new weapon coming out of his arm. He's got a gray beard. It's, his story's progressing. I like Ezio as a character. I'm down with all that. My disappointment here is that I was really hoping, we started talking about it happening in the American Revolution and stuff.
Yeah, I was hoping that's what it was.
That would be awesome. I'm kind of just sick of European cities I don't know anything about. Sorry, everybody not in America. Everybody knows Greg Miller.
Now,
American is apple, rancid pie.
Wow. I don't know what that means.
I don't know.
So it takes place in Constantinople now. So that insinuates that it takes place within a certain period of time. It's old, but
he's still alive. That was the whole thing. When they were like Ezio, I'm like, oh damn, it's not gonna be the revolution at all.
But I wonder if there's a connection with Istanbul, because isn't that region kind of one of the hotbeds of World War I? And there was an assassination, obviously, that took place during World War I that kind of kicked it off. So I wonder if that has anything to do with it.
No. I don't know. You're the one who knows history and all that junk.
You can say whatever you want right now, and I'll probably believe you.
Okay.
I mean, you could tell me that our country was founded in 1984, and I'll be like, yeah, that sounds about right.
It was.
Yeah. There we go.
Interesting. New things learned on Beyond
a year before I was born.
Yeah. We're a young country.
Mass Effect 3 has been delayed. EA and BioWare have announced that the final game in the Mass Effect trilogy is now set to come out sometime in the first few months of 2012. Casey Hudson, the game's executive producer, said on the game's Facebook page, let's not move to announcing things on the Facebook, all right?
Yeah.
Too late.
That, quote, the development team is laser focused on making sure Mass Effect 3 is the biggest, boldest, and best game in the series, ensuring that it exceeds everyone's expectations, end quote.
Hey, Greg, ready?
Yeah. Laser scope, get down! Laser focus on this game, Casey Hudson. OMG. How's everybody feel about that one?
I think it's actually great news, to be perfectly honest with you.
Yeah.
Why do you
There
think
are
it's
so many games coming out in the fall. There is no time for Mass Effect 3.
Arthur was saying that it's been dangerous. It's been problematic for them in the past when they release their games in that time window. They don't sell as well as we would like. Is that do we have facts around that? I don't actually know where that's coming from.
That's conjecture, I'm sure.
Yeah,
right now.
I think it's just pulling in numbers. I mean, more people are prone to buy in the holiday season, right?
Yeah.
So that's why those games come out, because people are holding off and buying them there. So that would be the same thing for, I think, Mass Effect 2, right? That we all bought it right away, and then it's sold on. It's continued to sell throughout the year.
Right.
I can't point to those.
I will say this though: didn't Mass Effect 2 not sell as well as they thought it would, and that they might be dodging the fall simply because there are so many other compelling and arguably could be many better games coming out.
Possibly.
Because I mean, it's like Rage and Resistance, but then Uncharted and Skyrim come out around the same time. So it's like, how are you going to spend your time with? It's tough. I mean, you're going to spend your time with Skyrim or Mass Effect 3. There's only so many hours in the day, so it's really better for them that they let people play Skyrim in the fall, and then in the early months that people can jump into Mass Effect.
For sure.
Because otherwise,
Enzo De Gregorio writes into Beyond at IGN.com.
He's been getting a lot of play. He's been getting a lot of play lately on.
Because he knows how to do it.
Okay.
As I've said before,
he knows how to do it.
Don't write a novel.
Yeah.
Enzo sends in 3 questions every week, one for each of us, that can apply to everybody. And they're right there. They're the kids who write a book and then bold the real question. I jump to the bold. I don't have time.
Done, Enzo.
I pulled today's questions together in the last 10 minutes before we came up here because there's so much crap going on.
I think maybe Enzo should be ceremoniously named Ezio, or whatever that guy is.
Well, remember, we said his name wrong for a long
Ezio de
time.
Gregorio.
I could be mistaken, too, but I think he's from Long Island.
Okay.
Oh, yeah?
So if that's true, then he gets plus 10.
Oh, wow, okay.
Ooh.
Anyways, Enzo writes in and says, Mass Effect 3 has been pushed back to Q1 2012. Greg, you had previously said that you think that Uncharted 3 would lose Game of the Year to Mass Effect 3. Do you now think that Uncharted 3 is the front runner for the title?
That's a good question.
It's open to the floor, of course.
Yeah.
But this was my personal
I'm ready.
one
I want you to answer.
I think, based on what I have to listen to every goddamn day in this office, that Skyrim is the front runner for Game of the Year right now. It seems everybody is super into that game. They loved Elder Scrolls, which also won Game of the Year back in the day. And it seems like you've seen it, Colin, right?
Yeah,
like it looks good. It seems different.
Dude, that game's gonna be ridiculous.
You don't think Portal is in the running?
No, not anymore. I mean, right now, if the year ended today, I'd give Portal the Game of the Year. Yeah, and I think I definitely think it's gonna be up for a lot of honors when it comes around. But Game of the Year, I think I was talking to Hillary about it, right? And because same conversation, and he said something I thought that was very interesting. When we sit down to vote on Game of the Year, in January, when all's said and done, people are going to say Skyrim, and Skyrim's going to get talked about on the board, and people are going to say I'm still playing it. Like, you know what I mean? There's hundreds of hours or whatever to do in it. And it's one of those games where it's going to be at the front of your head for so long for those people.
Doesn't mean it's better though.
Yeah, well,
That's
I mean,
true.
we don't know anything. And maybe it'll come out and just be a giant turd.
I will say this. I will say this. Skyrim, from just looking and watching it being played, and Charles and I were really amongst the first people to ever see the game he played. Yeah. Which was really cool. The game looks awesome. The game looks like it's going to just steal everyone's time, and rightfully so. I will say this. A lot of people are sleeping on Rage, and I think that that's a huge mistake.
Yeah, I know.
Keep sleeping on it. You'll be fine.
It's a huge
I'm with Colin on this one.
To sleep on that game, because that game could easily be Game of the Year as well. Also, let's not sleep on Resistance 3.
Let's sleep on Resistance 3. I'm excited for Resistance 3. It has not shown me in any respect that it should be breathed in the same breath as Game of the Year.
Kyle Kamara.
Breathed in the same? Not even breathed in the breath.
Totally. I'm looking forward to it, and I think the story sounds really cool. The gameplay. Brothed? Brothed in the breath?
Could it be brothed in the same breath?
It can be brothed in the same breath, sure.
Huh.
Yeah.
Let's not forget Artanelico Quoga.
Yeah.
The
Well, I mean,
Nell of
Patapon 3
RCL.
came out this year. There's been a lot of Game of the Year. Dissidia. Oh, yeah.
No one will.
I can't wait to argue with you about PSP Game of the Year.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy 4.
Oh, well, I mean, we're going to have 3 to choose from.
Yeah,
we have 3 to choose from.
and all 3 of us
we're
will
going to
have
sit
a
down and
different
cast
vote.
our vote and sit back. It's a 3-way tie.
We're in the conference room all day, arms folded. There's a bunch of pizza boxes to start
piling up. There's a window
up.
outside. You see the sun coming up and going down. Who will blink first? All right, so then. Game of the Year, anybody's game, obviously, still at this point.
And there's obviously a million games between now and then that could blow us away, too.
Yeah.
How awesome do you think...
Blow, the adventure of Blowsif McBlowy.
Sure. Whatever.
How awesome... I mean, we're all pessimists here. We work in an office dominated by a lot of people
an optimist.
who love to play 360 more than they like to play PS3, especially because 360 works right now.
Surprisingly.
How awesome does Uncharted 3 have to be to win? I think it'll come out because, I mean, Uncharted 2, as much as I loved, I was still like, it still feels like Uncharted in a lot of ways. Like, if for people who are like, Uncharted 2 is clearly Game of the Year last time around, now it would be like, I don't even know what they'd have to do. I don't know how crazy Uncharted 3 would have to be.
I don't know. I was pleasantly surprised when people voted for Uncharted 2 in 2009 for Game of the Year.
Oh, yeah.
I voted for Infamous for Game of the Year in 2009. But Uncharted 2 is obviously a great game. And what I think about Uncharted is that even though the games are the same, and I'm sure Uncharted 3 will feel like Uncharted 2 and Uncharted 1, and it'll look a little bit better and have some new conventions and stuff like that, I think every time someone turns those games on and starts playing them, I'm like, holy shit, this is really fun. I miss this.
Yeah.
I miss these characters.
Yeah.
It's like when we first saw Sully and Nathan getting beat up by the dudes in the alley and like the chick coming out and Catherine Marlowe, whatever. It's like, man, I miss these guys. Like
that banter,
their banter and like just seeing them. You care about these guys. You want to know what happens to them, and I think that's going to pull people back in. So
it's going to come down to story. Like, Uncharted 3 will not have anything revolutionary to its gameplay. It can't, because then it fundamentally changes the way that series has gone before. Minor tweaks, of course. Maybe cool new things. But the thing that will make people vote for it is if the story blows everyone away. Because we know it's going to look good. We know it's going to play well. What's the factor that we can't predict yet? Is the story going to get,
That multiplayer is going to be awesome. I can't wait to fool with that.
Yeah.
But, I mean, again, that's just improving on what they already had.
Yeah.
But yeah, more succinctly, dude, I think Skyrim is the front runner probably, and I think Rage is the dark horse. I think people are going to be
dark horse.
I think people are making a mistake by ignoring
Bad horse,
Rage
bad
will not
horse,
win
bad horse,
Game of the
bad
Year.
horse.
Greg Miller, Podcast Beyond 186. Mark it in your iPhones on all the predictions we make. Not going to happen. Rage will not win. And if it does, I will throw Colin Moriarty a Rage-themed pizza party.
He rides across the nation, the thoroughbred of sin. He just received the... Oh, shit, I forgot how it goes.
Ah, I thought you were making this song up, too. I didn't even know.
No, it was, it's a song from a good show. Let's just put it like that. Oh, thank you.
You got something hanging from your nose.
Thank you.
No problem. That's why we're
Oh,
friends.
God, wait, hold on. I almost ruined everything.
Number 3.
Which nostril? Which
It's gone now. You got it.
Oh, it's gone?
Yeah. Excited to get your hands on Resistance 3? Colin Moriarty writes.
Yeah.
A single-player demo spanning about half an hour of game time will come to the Blu-ray edition of Battle Los Angeles, which hits store shelves June 14th. The demo revolves around...
You make it sound like I can't write.
It's like that clip of the newscaster lady who just starts speaking utter gibberish. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was having a brain aneurysm.
Oh, really?
Or a stroke. I'm sorry. She had a stroke. Yeah.
Oh, no.
She was in
I
the
feel
early
terrible.
onset of
I
having a stroke.
gotta cut this. I gotta cut it out. I had no idea.
What? No, now you know. I don't think you have to cut this.
No?
Podcast Beyond is a conversational podcast, and it's all about learning. How often do we offend our readers and ourselves?
Wait, are we thinking of the same clip?
Yeah, she's like outside the Grammys or something, right? She's like this pretty girl.
Oh my God, she was having a stroke.
Yeah. You're not wrong. You're not wrong in thinking it was funny.
Dude, yeah, everyone thought it was funny until they found out.
Yeah, and then it's like, oh my God, that's crazy.
Everyone's like,
I
this
feel
chick,
terrible now.
Well, now you
whatever,
know.
dude.
Yeah.
But you didn't do it out of being malicious. It's
No,
not like
I know.
Yeah.
I did. Well, all right. We'll keep it in as an educational
There you
tool.
go.
The power of intention.
I'll make myself look like a total asshole.
All right.
Because of it.
Watermelon,
you okay?
watermelon. The demo revolves around a boat ride on the Mississippi River as your character travels through a destroyed St. Louis while fending off the Chimera. Awesome. Have you played that part yet?
No, I've just seen the.
Oh, I've played it.
That's not the single player. I played the single player thing at the gas station.
Yeah, okay. I played it at that thing in LA a few weeks ago. Lots of fun.
Yeah, I couldn't go to that.
I know. You had to go see Skyrim.
Yeah.
Your new boyfriend, Rage.
I have Rage is my new boyfriend. That's right.
Change your Facebook status.
In a relationship with Rage.
All right. Number 4. It seems that the PlayStation brand isn't the only target of hackers. Sony Online Entertainment, the force behind MMOs like EverQuest and the PS3 PC games like DC Universe Online, that was you,
Okay.
revealed that they too have been backed, is what you... They too have been hacked.
Did I say backed?
Yeah.
All right, sorry. I don't actually proof anything I write on this
It
thing.
doesn't matter. 24.6 million SOE accounts have been compromised, as well as, quote, unquote, certain information from an outdated database from 2007 that for some reason was still hooked up to the internet.
Wait, really?
It's like, why? Why is this even hooked up?
This includes old credit card information for 12,700 European gamers. Ouch.
What is going on with them, man?
This is the one where they found the supposed note from Anonymous inside there, which probably isn't from Anonymous.
Yeah, because that part is weird because they, as we discussed, they denied involvement in it. Like they were going to, and then they were like, actually, you know what?
But in their thing where they said we're suspending attacks, we don't want to screw it up for PSN people. At the bottom of that thing, they put in a thing saying, but we can't control everyone.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? So it's clear there could easily be one. I don't know. I have no idea how Anonymous works. I'd like to think of them as like in the Legion of Doom, Hall of Doom thing, like they're talking to each other around a giant table. But they're probably just
a bunch of people, normal people.
GeoCity chat rooms. I don't know.
GeoCity chat rooms. Exactly.
That's probably where they hide
Here's
out.
what's going on, when I think of Sony's server rooms and stuff, what's going on over there, I picture I envision Saber Dance, the song like the.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay, no.
And it's just like, it's just like clowns running around and like it's just complete
There's
mayhem
like mice
back there.
like running along the.
Now I'm thinking of like the Pee Wee Herman breakfast making machine. Like that's somehow that's setting up security detail.
It's just complete anarchy over there.
Number 5. In late April, 2 members of the U.S. House of Representatives sent an inquiry to Sony asking about the PSN outage, the catastrophic breach of its security, and seeking some answers about how Sony intends on making everything up to consumers. Sony responded with an 8-page letter to Congress, which outlines its experience with the outage, how it went about figuring out what was going on, and what it is doing to remedy the situation.
Okay, you know what? You do need to start proofing these. I didn't understand what was just said.
Dude, I had no time. The meeting was late.
I know.
That's
we
understandable.
all had rough mornings today.
I just mean in general.
The Emperor's Day, I'm totally fine with in the actual things I read on the site.
Be sure, yeah, exactly.
Oh, of course.
Be sure to read the thing on IGN.
Yeah,
so basically, Sony
brief.
responded. They were like, "Hey, Sony, what the fuck went on?" And Sony's like, "Here it is, bro."
That's what they sounded like.
Yeah, and of course the House of Representatives could have just read all this on IGN.com.
That it's awesome that that whole legal document just said, "Here it is, bro."
Well, then they listed what it was.
Right, but it says
We've been attacked. We're trying to stop it. Everybody's getting PlayStation.
LOLs.
And we're making a lot of excuses for ourselves.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, Colin.
Yep.
Take it easy.
Hey, Colin, do you? Damn it. Just go ahead.
Number 6. In an investor call, THQ announced some news about its Homefront franchise. The game has now shipped 2.6 million copies worldwide, officially putting it in the realm of profitable. THQ CEO Brian Farrell said the company expects Homefront will eventually sell over 3 million copies, and that, quote, "It's clearly a hit franchise we can build on going forward," end quote.
Yes.
THQ says to expect new DLC for the original Homefront in the coming 6 months, though there's no new information on what to expect in the sequel.
Gee, I wonder if that profit had anything to do with the tremendous amount of advertising they did for that game.
But I think the calculation was with the heavy advertising plus Chaos's cost of producing the game and stuff was 2 million copies needed to be sold. So the game's plenty profitable now.
It worked?
No, I mean, that's great. I'm just saying it's funny that all of San Francisco is Homefront decorated for like a 2-month period.
No, it was. It's absolutely true.
And then it was Portal for a while, man.
Yeah,
oh my
Portal's
God!
never-
Every bus in the city had Portal on
That
it.
surprised me even more. The sad truth is that I predict Homefront will sell better than Portal 2.
Guaranteed, because people like you.
Dude, Homefront, it was a good game, and I'm excited to see more
Portal's
about.
better.
I'm excited to see. Well, they're very different. Games.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm excited to see more of that franchise.
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to more Homefront. I hope the DLC is single player content.
I don't think it will be.
That sucks. Sorry. I'm done now.
Yeah.
Go change your review score. Make sure this doesn't sell that many copies. Are you ever going to play Portal? You need to play Portal.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not even remotely a priority right now.
The amazing game, the most amazing game of the year, is not a priority for you right now.
No, I have other things to play.
What are you playing?
I was still working my way through Tomb Raider. Although at home, I haven't turned my PlayStation on in 2 weeks. So I've been playing Civilization 5 pretty much
cool.
exclusively.
That I can understand. I don't know why you would pick Tomb Raider over Portal, to be totally
Trophies,
honest
bro.
with you.
Yeah, I just want to see it through because I didn't see the Sly collection all the way through for the trophies, which I was kind of disappointed in. So I need to go back to that as well. But there's a lot of games. I want to play Dragon Age, even though the first one sucked, and I want to play.
Oh, I brought that back. Don't let me forget it.
Okay. That's harsh. It didn't suck. It was just really boring and not well made.
Was Dragon Age worth playing? I doubt it.
I doubt it. I don't know. There's a bunch of like games that I need to like catch up with, and I just kind of miss the PlayStation Network, you know.
Oh, I miss it too. When I turn it on, there's no one to look at, no messages to read.
That's why I don't want to, because that's part of the experience, and I don't even want to like give into like this. Even though I don't play games online very often, I still like that, and to know that I can see what people are doing and communicate with people and look at the store and look at people's trophies. I mean, it's kind of depressing at this point. You know, that's why I haven't even bothered.
Me and you, I do.
Oh, the turtles.
I think about you day and night. It's only right.
Oh, we gave you the floor and you get quieter.
I thought it would be funny if it was quiet. Was it not? Was it not
It was good. It was the
Do you
best.
want me to sing it
That was
loudly?
the best Smash Brothers commercial of all time.
Yes. Yes.
Number 7. Wondering where the rest of Fallout New Vegas DLC is? Wonder no longer. After Dead Money's release, there's been silence, but now Bethesda and Obsidian have announced that 3 more DLC packs are coming out in the coming months. They will be released at the same time on all platforms. 1 in May, 1 in June, and 1 in July. They're called Honest Hearts, Old World Blues, and Lonesome Road.
I'm excited.
Ooh.
Each will run you $10.
A little expensive. I'm excited for that though. I hope that they have one like Point Lookout, like a whole new map. to explore.
Yeah.
Point Lookout was awesome.
That was the one where you got in the VR chamber, right? And you were in the snow and you were fighting Russians.
No, that was Operation Anchorage.
Oh.
Point Lookout was the one where you took a riverboat to Maryland, and you fought the hillbillies and stuff in the woods. Yeah. That was so good.
It's funny that Lonesome Road thing has a theme song already that they released.
What is it?
Yeah.
Rolling down the lonesome road, the saddest story that I've ever been told.
This is K-pop?
No, that's the melody of something. I don't know where I stole it from.
Huh.
The readers can tell me.
And they will.
Yeah, I'm sure they will. For the next 3 months, I will hear it.
Stuff for Life emails. You'll also be getting those.
Stuff for Life.
Yeah, did you give away all your Stuff for Life?
No, that still has to be given away.
But people shouldn't send in any
People should not send in Stuff for Life emails anymore. I got one today, and I was like, hey, you remember when I told you to stop sending those in by Sunday? Deleted.
Number 8.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Catherine, Atlas's upcoming puzzle dating sim hybrid.
Yes.
I can't wait for that one. Finally has a North American release date. Look for it on the shelves July 26th. If you pre-order the game, you can get the game's soundtrack and art book, and a special edition of the game is also available for pre-order that includes all sorts of goodies, including a shirt and pillowcase.
Yeah, it's weird. And
the
boxers.
shirt is awesome.
I'm buying the special edition.
The shirt is awesome. It's a heart meter across, and it's half empty.
I'm excited about
good
that
stuff.
That game looks fun. I can't wait.
Yeah. Meow.
Meow.
Meow, meow.
Catherine. Number 9. Fear 3 has been delayed again. Originally slated to come out in fall 2010, Fear 3 was pushed to May of 2011.
Oh, no.
Now it's slated to come out in June. Colin, we ever seen this game?
What'd you say?
Are we ever seeing this game?
No, we are. No? I actually played the multiplayer pretty extensively, and I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
So I'm actually kind of looking forward to that game. Yeah.
All right.
And I liked Fear 2. The single player was fun.
Okay.
It's just a fun shooter you sit down with, over a weekend or something like that.
Number 10. The Darkness 2 has a release date. It's set to come out October 4th in North America and internationally on October 7th.
Yeah, whatever.
You don't like that one?
I'm not really that interested in that.
I played it in PAX. It was fun. I liked it. Got the things eating hearts. Got shooting stuff.
Oh.
Cel-shaded look.
Shooting
Not too bad.
stuff.
Oh, God. Ryan, this one's for you.
I'm ready.
A sequel to the cult hit Metro 2033 has been announced. The original Metro 2033 was only on PC and Xbox 360, but there's no word on if the sequel will come to PS3. It's called Metro 2033 Last Light, and it is developed by the Russian studio 4A Games, the studio behind the original. You reviewed the original.
Yeah, and interesting, by the way, that they didn't shoot, because wasn't there a second book written that was just 2034?
Yeah, I think so.
So, I think that would have probably worked as a title, but I guess it's... But no, that doesn't even mean... I don't know why they decided to change this title around. Maybe it's in between the two books or something.
Yeah, maybe they have a plan on stretching it out or whatever.
Yes,
Doing one of these.
Yeah, do a little of that action. A little bit of pulling apart. I reviewed the first one.
And you loved it.
No, but I think that there's definitely a lot to like about it, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Closing out the Roper Report for Podcast Beyond episode 186. THQ's U-Draw game tablet is coming to PS3 this holiday season. Originally released on the Wii, U-Draw shipped 1.7 million units, and there's no new information on the PS3 version of U-Draw, though it will be at E3 in June.
Nice.
I hope for some easy trophies.
I've used that tablet before.
Me too.
It's pretty neat.
I won a charity thing there.
Oh.
Me, Scott. Now we cheated, but we won. That's
Okay.
all that matters. So
Yeah.
in the long run, Bromley lying and cheating to me helped.
Yeah. And in the name of charity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Roper Report's dead.
Okay.
Colin, even though you never turn on your PS3 anymore.
Yeah.
If I wanted to turn my on and put some if I wanted to turn my on and put some new games in there, where would I go to find
Sounds
out
like
what
an
games I
alien
can
planet.
shove in there?
The official IGN list of upcoming PlayStation software on all their platforms by the IGN editors.
Travel to Mayan 6.
There's a trio of games on PlayStation 3 this week.
Oh.
Okay.
Nothing on PS2, nothing on PSP.
Oh.
MotorStorm Apocalypse. Yay!
Finally crosses the finish line.
That
game came out quiet as a mouse, sadly.
Yeah, and it's been
fun.
done for a long time, so that's even sadder.
Delayed, remember? It was supposed to be out forever ago.
Thor, God of Thunder.
Ooh, avoid the Noid on that one.
Really,
Greg
the
Miller
trophies
says.
look pretty interesting.
I'm not saying it's not going to be an interesting trophy game. I'm just saying if you're looking to buy a good game, don't buy Thor.
Really?
This is based on my preview sessions when the game barely ran and looked really boring. So that's my
Okay.
take.
Boring games are the worst. See, that was the thing I was saying about Dragon Age was that saying it's a bad game is wrong. Saying it's a boring game is right, and that's bad.
Okay.
Boring is bad, right? Am I right?
Yeah, I agree.
And then Man vs. Wild.
Yes.
Ooh, it sounds like a winner.
Yes.
That one sounds like easy trophy.
Is that
You think
Bear
so?
Grylls?
Yeah, it's Bear
business?
Grylls.
The fake
Isn't
show.
it? Wait, is it?
No, it is. Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
Man, that's what Man vs. Wild on TV is. I don't know if it's the same thing. I think it is. Because this was at E3 last year, I believe.
Oh, okay. All right, then.
Along with the Deadliest Catch game.
Nice. If I wanted to download some stuff, what came out on the network this week? Did anything come to the PlayStation Network this week?
I doubt it.
There it is. Everybody likes it a lot. Everybody likes it.
Oh, yeah, by the way, people have now made the hashtag I doubt it on Twitter. And have been just tweeting me all sorts of funny things.
We got to make that trend. That would be so good.
And someone also sent us an email, and I want to thank you. He says he lived in New Hampshire. I once lived in New Hampshire as well, so we're kindred. He said that he showed his friends that don't listen to the podcast just to hear that, and they thought it was a spot-on impression, and now they're all saying it. So thank you for sending us that email.
Love it.
Ryan.
Look at that. We're bridging the gap, Greg. Bridging the gap. What's up, buddy?
You have something to say.
Maybe I do.
No, I put
we haven't done that.
Yeah,
yet.
no, I would like. If I had something, I would. But
all right.
I don't really have anything too
then
big.
Let's.
Oh, damn it! I was so close. At the gym yesterday, I was on the treadmill.
Go. Yeah.
And it was.
Set the scene.
All right.
You sweating?
Yeah.
About what time is it?
Sweating hard. It's probably about 8:45.
Last meal. What was your last meal?
The meal that I had before that was at lunch, probably. But then I had snacks.
Okay.
Is it? Why was that relevant?
What was the lunch?
The lunch was a turkey baguette.
Okay, thank you.
Yes. And then I had a variety of fruits and yogurts and stuff until then. But it's just the kind of thing where there was... Well, first of all, I sort of feel bad for any extremely attractive woman that goes to a gym like mine, because my gym is very small. It's local. It's actually run by really great people, so I pretty much have a great time every time I go there.
I feel sorry for everybody who goes there too. Come on, what are you talking about?
But
you got the Kirby.
99.9% male. And when a girl comes in there who is good looking, it's pretty painfully obvious that she's being checked out like the entire time, which would make me feel uncomfortable. If like people were just staring at me the entire time I was working out, I'd be like,
well, you know how that feels.
Back off.
Yeah, I was gonna say I stare at you all the time while you work.
Thank you. But
I have a mirror on my desk and I just look into it.
Yeah. little periscope. Yeah. I was also of the mindset where I was trying to be on this treadmill, and I just felt intimidated because this is a person that...
Is she next to you?
She was actually behind me on one of those stepping machines.
Sure.
You know?
Elliptical?
Working on her fitness. No, it was actually like a stair climbing.
I'm just making up words.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The elliptical's a thing.
I know.
You didn't make it up.
I don't know what it would be though.
Is it a barbell?
It's not. It wasn't a barbell.
She throw the old medicine ball around. Colin and I only know from like 80s movies and gym class what happens when in the gym.
What's a gime? Oh, a gime. Yeah, it was just it was one of those things where I'm trying to keep myself together and be on this treadmill and get my fitness done.
Yeah.
But it's tough when you know that someone is right behind you that can just easily be watching you potentially fail. Also, when I was trying to set up
Wait, I'm really confused. Why? I thought the story was going that you were having a hard time not looking at her, but you were concerned that she could see you fail at walking.
No, I was running first of all.
Fail at running? Do you fail at running often?
No, I don't ever fail at running. I guess unless I trip and fall.
Yeah.
But that didn't happen. Okay. No, I'm more talking about like you're covered in. So you just don't look your best.
No, you're at the gym though.
But does she look her best?
I would say, considering my girlfriend listens to this podcast, I will say that she did look very nice. It was
okay.
She did not look bad.
Sketch her for me.
Okay.
No.
There was one other thing I was going to say about this whole experience, but I forgot. So let's move on.
Did you have to watch like one girl? Do you watch like the girls get hit on like incessantly, like people coming up, yo, what's up?
No, actually,
bench?
I mean, to the credit of the gym folk, everyone leaves each other alone, and they're actually they're all nice to each other. I think it's just the sort of checking out and kind of like watching out of the corner of your eye.
Let me turn this around for you though.
I'm ready.
Here we go. Colin's making the flip flap happen.
What if?
I'm ready.
She looks at it as an advantage because she's the only woman and gets to check out all of these dudes.
Totally possible, man. I'm not saying that that's not what's happening. I'm not saying she doesn't like the attention. I'm just saying if I were in her position, it would put me on edge. Like you'd be on high alert. You know what I mean?
I'm just saying that's possible. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
What if the opposite was possible?
For sure.
Next time you're there, she's there.
Right.
Whip out your iPhone.
Right.
Switch on a little tape recorder and go and be like, "Hello, you're on Podcast Beyond, Miss. I have some questions that me and the readers want to know."
Oh, I would totally do that. Although then that would just make me the weirdo in the gym, and then I could never go back.
I'm sure you're already the weirdo in the gym.
Thanks.
Do you go
wearing
to
your K-pop, wearing your sunglasses, you got your hat just tilted sideways, you're moonwalking down the treadmill. You're popping, walking while you're doing your curls.
No. Do you go to the gym by the donut shop?
No.
Seriously?
No.
It's like across the street?
No. I go to the one on, it's like further down on 9th.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, Podcast Beyond is a conversational podcast. If you want to be part of it, emails at beyond@ign.com, just like Nehemin did. My question is this. Do you think there will be more delays announced for this?
Let me see that name.
Top one. It's in bold.
Okay, so that's a difficult name.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I was like, Nehemin.
What do you pronounce it? How do you pronounce it?
Nehemiah?
Okay.
Let me see.
Top one.
Nehemiah? Something like
questions
that?
bold.
Okay, let's see here. Nehemiah, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like Nehammond, though. You put a D in there just for kicks.
I-A-N.
When you
Sounds
start
like
putting that many consonants in your name, I'm just going to add some too.
I take complete enjoyment out of you reading names.
I think there might be more vowels in that name than consonants.
Yeah, that's right. It was a 50-50. I was thinking, I'm just dancing around here. I'm shadowboxing. My question is this. Do you think that there will be more delays announced from the so many great games coming out at the end of the year? If so, which one is most likely to get pushed? I think, of course, there's going to be more delays. There's always delays. And I would say if one's going to happen, I know this is crazy. No, it's crazy. I'd say Skyrim.
Really?
I think Bethesda's a great company and yada, 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 but their games usually get delayed. And it's one of those, and I guess, and that's not backed up by facts at all. That's just from what I remember. Fallout, were they delayed? I thought they were.
Fallout was delayed, yeah.
Yeah. It just seems like, and it's such an ambitious game, and it's such an ambitious project that even though they came out and made a date, which they never do, which was a big deal when they did it.
11/11/11.
Yeah. And it's an awesome date. I still think that you'll see that one get pushed.
We'll see. I think the game that's most likely to be delayed, I don't know. It's like there's quite a few. Like I could see something like Rage getting delayed, but maybe not by much. I don't think any of the. I think Skyrim getting delayed would be a bad calculation on their part, even if they had to really work harder to get the game done. Because with Mass Effect pushed away, there's no RPG really now.
Gotcha.
Except for them.
It's prime time.
Yeah, it's a great time for them to come out with a game, especially because younger kids. We forget, because we don't really get vacations, but younger kids are, they have December to look forward to. They're off for a couple weeks. It's a great time to play those kinds of games, and I used to love those guys.
Remember that action?
Yeah.
When it's just like, hey, no school. Let's just play some video games all day.
Dude, it's like I still remember the whole cadence of, at least on Long Island, the schedule of when we would get off, because we have a big Jewish population, for instance, on Long Island, so we would get all the Jewish holidays off, and a lot of those were in October, so half the days in October you were off, and then it was like Thanksgiving you'd obviously have off, and then you get 2 weeks in December, and then a week in February, and then a week in April and stuff like that. I used to plan all my gaming around all that stuff.
I remember doing
it was great. Those were the days.
Yeah, oh yeah.
You see any delays happening here?
Probably in MotorStorm Apocalypse, I'd say.
No, that's on the shelves.
Nah, I don't know. I'm as I've told you guys many times before, I'm really bad at predicting dates and releases. So. Well,
Josh has a question you're going to be good at answering.
I'm sure I will be good
Ryan,
at it. Yes.
How is your six-packs coming along? Are you putting the situation to shame? Remember, everybody, Ryan's New Year's resolution or goal, at least, was to get a six-pack.
Right.
How's it going?
I mean, I don't want to talk too much about it because I feel like it's boring to everybody, but I'm definitely more in this is the most in shape I've been since I was at the peak of my martial arts training.
Okay.
And I'm really happy with how I'm coming along, but I don't have a six pack yet.
Okay.
There's it's very
the tape measures podcast beyond.
It's very, very difficult to lose enough weight in your stomach so that the muscles underneath actually show up. So, for example, you can actually if you took your...
It's really close to Ryan's face. Ryan is continuing to tell the story.
If you took your hand and you poked or touched my stomach, you can actually feel the curves in the muscle.
Yeah,
but there's just fat over it, so you can't really see anything.
I gotcha.
Yeah, it's a shame.
Colin.
Yeah.
Josh has a question for you.
Okay.
A couple of episodes ago, you said you are hatching a plan to overthrow Greg in trophies.
Yeah.
How is that going? And is there any chance that you could share your plan?
Damn it.
If not, I completely understand.
Careful. Wait.
Sorry. That was further than it's ever been, I think.
Yeah, I think that was good.
Yeah, I mean, so the plan was basically, I've already told Greg what the plan was, which was to play games offline and then just sink massive amount of trophies at once, so that every time Greg looked, it was like a huge
You're jumping,
jump.
yeah.
But with the PlayStation Network being down, the wrench was thrown into the wheel, and I'm not, I have to kind of reassess everything.
Gotcha.
There are games I really want to play, so I can't really worry about the trophies with those too much. But I'm gonna go back and try to.
I still wanna split Megamind with you.
Yeah, we should. I talked to Mike Mitchell about that too. We can probably go 3 ways on that and get it for really cheap. Hey, by the way, I also want to say about Clemence's fitness.
The fitness?
Were we at the bar last week when I was feeling your muscles?
Yeah.
Maybe.
I did that too, because I remember that.
Yeah.
He's
hard.
He's hard.
Clemence is hard, dude.
It's working.
Clemence will kick your ass.
Yeah.
Straight up.
I'm like, I wouldn't know how to defend myself anymore. I would just get rolled, like someone would just like push me and I just like crumple into a ball and set on fire.
I had a beer in one hand and Ryan Clemence's pectoral muscle in the other, and I'll tell you what, I was very impressed.
All right, well, I really appreciate it, buddy.
Yeah.
Josh has a final question. This one's for me. Greg, I have my PSN profile, Wicked316. There's a nice shout out for if you want. If anything,
Wicked or Wicket?
Wicket.
Wicket, like
Wicket.
the Ewok?
I don't know, dude. What the hell's? I don't even know. WICKET.
Yeah, it's the Ewok
316
from Jedi.
Wow. Okay.
Nice.
On my PS3 and my fiance's PS3, I was surprised to find out that she could download all of my games and add-ons to her system and enjoy them on her profile. Now my question is there a limit of how many PS3s I can have my profile on?
It's funny, Greg. We had this problem recently, didn't we?
Yes, there is a limit. However, here's what it comes down to, Josh. You could recover your profile and play games, like play disc-based games online or whatever, unlimited amount of times on PS3s. However, you can only have 5 systems activated, and to activate a system means to go on to the PSN store and download something. I believe this is how it works. All right?
Yeah.
Do we know for sure? I don't think jumping on activates a system. It's downloading. It's doing a transaction.
Yeah.
So you can only have 5 of those, and then the PS3 isn't smart enough that when you hit that limit, it'll tell you, sorry, you have too many activated. You can't say, well, activate this one and delete one. You got to go to that system you activated it on and deactivate it.
I wonder if you can call them and just tell them to deactivate everything.
I believe you can, but I've heard bad things about Sony tech support and support in general. If you remember, they tried to convince me Gears of War was coming out on PS3.
God,
so
I totally forgot about that.
Troubles.
I'm sure they're having a really good time over there right now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I remember we had this problem in the office where I was associated with too many consoles, and I don't remember which ones are which. Because we have like friggin' 8,000 PlayStations. Now I have 2 on my desk.
It's a lot of PlayStations.
We have 8,000 PlayStations.
It's a lot.
I have 2 on my desk, so one of those is a debug, so that can't be it. The one that I use is obviously one of them. Greg's is probably another one.
My one at home yours on mine?
Yeah, it might be on yours. It might be on like Roper's old one or something.
I guarantee it's on a lot of them because we want to earn our trophies.
Right.
But then where have we activated this? You know what I mean? Like that's where it gets really weird. And you figure this is a big problem for people when they keep breaking systems. You get one stolen, you one yellow lights of death, you get another, and then it's like, well, I can't even go on those to deactivate them.
Never mind.
Tell me.
No, I was about to say, speaking of Sony fucking up, I don't think I've ever actually got my email warning from them at my official email account, but maybe I did. Kind of forgot. Okay. So
it's kind of irrelevant because it should have came to you within the first 12 hours of the PlayStation Network being done.
Right.
Ryan.
Yeah. Hello.
Hennessy 2036 wrote into beyond@ign.com. He's got some things to say to you. It appears Ryan can predict the future. He actually predicted the credit card scam over the PlayStation Network about a month before it actually happened. Take it from Beyond, episode 179, 3 minutes, 30 seconds. When talking about credit cards on the PSN. Colin, what's the risk? Ryan, the risk is that I have so kind of weird feeling.
Probably some kind of.
That's not what it is. This is a direct quote from Hennessy 2036. The risk is that I have so kind of weird feeling about having my credit card info store on the PS or the PlayStation.
That's exactly what I said. I have so kind of weird feeling about it.
About having my credit card info store on the PlayStation.
Store on PlayStation.
I like that he went as far as to name the episode, the timestamp, and then try to quote it. And he just made up the quotes or something. I don't know.
Yeah, this was.
I remember that conversation.
Yeah, I do too.
So Hennessy writes.
Yeah.
My question is, what is Ryan's next prediction?
Can't make these things happen.
In the year 2000.
Do they still do that bit? No, they
did for a long time, but not anymore. I don't think they can do it.
If I have another instinctive flair in my cognitive abilities.
While you do that, Enzo Di Gregorio has a question for Colin.
Will you take care of that business?
Colin,
yeah.
You've been outspoken in your belief that a Republican candidate will win the next presidential election. Do you think that the death of Osama bin Laden will earn President Obama another term in office? Not a gaming question, I know, but I'm interested in what Colin thinks. We all are. Conversational podcast.
Yeah.
Don't go off the rails.
So Democrats traditionally don't have foreign policy credentials, and that's the problem. That's why he had Biden on his ticket, for instance.
I thought it was just that award-winning smile.
Yeah, also that, and the fact that he falls asleep in every speech. So it gives him some credit. And I think it's great. Like I think even Clinton and Bush deserve credit because they also chased Bin Laden, but Obama's the one who netted him, so that's great.
Yeah.
And congratulations to him. But it's too far away from the election. The primaries haven't even begun yet, so it's too far. People are not going to remember or think about that kind of stuff. A million problems are going to happen between now and then, and the big problems are going to be the economy and the debt ceiling and the debt and all that stuff. Frankly, much more serious problems than Osama bin Laden, like existential problems in the United States. And that's what people don't realize that we're dealing with. We're dealing with existential problems where the United States will not exist if we don't deal with these problems. So if we default on our debts and stuff like that. So I think those are going to be the big problems. So I think a Republican can beat Obama still if it's the right Republican.
Gotcha.
And
Donald Trump.
No, definitely not.
You like Celebrity Apprentice, though.
I do. I love Celebrity Apprentice. And Donald Trump's an interesting character, and he might very well run. He might very well win states in the primary, but that's not the guy that can beat him. The guy that can beat him is going to have to be a businessman like him, but he's going to have some executive experience. So someone, I don't know, like Tim Pawlenty or something like that.
Okay.
Obama's a very strong candidate. Now, let's not forget that a very similar situation happened in 96. When in 90,
How could I?
Yeah.
94, the Republicans took the House back from the Democrats. And the Republicans were out of power for a very long time. And things went, the Republicans' way, but Clinton was still reelected because Bob Dole was a weak candidate, and Clinton ended up being a great president. So I think Obama's a very formidable candidate, very smart man. I'd give it a 50-50 chance. First Republican debate tonight, by the way.
Oh, I'm excited.
I won't be able to watch because I'm seeing Dredge tonight. But I will be DVRing it.
Good.
Yes.
Ed writes in.
Very good.
Ed is writing in about Michael Vick. Remember, this came up in conversation last time about the covers.
Of course.
Paying your debt to society. Many opinions flooded into Beyond.
I thought this was a good email. I agree.
Ed writes in and said, "Hey guys, huge fan. I don't want to ruin this podcast, but the discussion about Michael Vick bothered me.
Okay.
You talked about how Michael Vick paid his debt to society and is allowed a second chance. Well, 8 years ago, I got in trouble with the law. I got arrested for drug possession. I was sentenced and, quote-unquote, paid my debt to society. Now, at 26 years of age, that charge has haunted me. No one will hire me. All the doors in my life have been slammed shut. Why should my nonviolent crime prevent me from being able to support a family? But Michael Vick bets and kills dozens of innocent animals and gets to be forgiven and make millions of dollars in the NFL. Didn't I pay my debt to America? Why am I constantly denied the same second chance he got?"
I don't disagree with you at all, dude. First of all, drug possession is a victimless crime, and no one should be in jail or even be convicted or sentenced for anything drug possession related. And that's where I stand. That's the libertarian in me, and that's the fact. Like, that's absolutely ridiculous. You could probably get rid of a third of the people in prison in the United States right now, just for the things that they're in prison
Maybe they
for.
should listen to the rules and not do drugs.
I guess
Greg
so.
Miller doesn't do drugs.
I guess so, but that's a victimless crime. If they want to ruin their own lives by doing drugs, then that's their prerogative.
Then we get into like drunk driving, but I mean obviously under the influence of something else.
Yeah, if you're on PCP and you're driving a car, that's a crime. If you're on PCP and you're sitting on your couch, that's not a crime. Buying PCP is the crime, and the person who's selling it to you should probably be convicted of drug dealing.
Yeah.
But someone who has drugs on them, a lot of these people are sick. A lot of these people are misdiagnosed. A lot of these people wallow in prison for no reason. And this guy said, it ruins their lives. They don't get a second chance. Unfortunately for him, he can't throw a football 80 yards and run like Michael Vick can.
That's my advice. Start learning to throw football.
No, I mean that's the sad reality is that he's not high profile and he doesn't have the talent, like the specific talent set that Michael Vick does, which excuses Michael Vick's crimes or whatever for a great amount of people. I think he's in a shitty situation. I don't think that's fair.
Agreed.
If he hurts, whenever someone else is affected by something you do, that's different than you having the free will to affect what you do to yourself.
Yeah.
That's why it's even silly when the war on drugs has been a complete failure, because that's really the fundamental problem, is that you have to go after the source of the drugs, not the people that are doing them, because the people that are doing them are going to do them anyway. They'll figure out a way to do it. There's a thriving black market for every drug imaginable, and you're not going to be able to snuff it out by starting at the bottom.
Yeah.
So I feel bad for that guy. That totally sucks.
Yeah. I think that's the moral of this whole thing, Ed, is that we wish it wasn't like that for you. We're sorry.
Yes, I agree.
I mean, the whole world's a fucked up place, sadly.
Yes.
I mean, you go to prison.
We can't even play fucking PSN anymore.
I know, jeez. I mean, he goes to prison for assault. He goes to prison for robbery or something like that. That's different, and you should have that on your record, and people should know about those things. But making a mistake when you're young, or even when you're old, that really only affects you. It's really not fair. It's really not fair. So
we have Ed's back.
Yeah, definitely.
Assuming he's not a terrible person.
Ed, yeah, exactly. That's the problem. Right? Ed, if you're not a terrible person, you can start putting Podcast Beyond down as a reference. Telephone number, beyond@ign.com. Seth McGill writes in, "Hey guys, love the podcast. Quick question. Do you think if the PSN is still down or not particularly restored by the time of Sony's E3 press conference, there will be an uproar of boos from the crowd? Or do you think most people will have to come to accept Sony's explanation and understand it may take some time? Keep up the awesome work."
Oh my God! If the PSN isn't back up by the E3,
they have to change all their plans if that's not, because I mean the NGP is going to obviously be, I'm sure, the big news at E3, and that is entirely contingent on a PlayStation Network.
Yeah.
So you got to get their shit in order. They have a month.
Yeah. I'm not going to say it would be quote unquote the end of PlayStation or anything like that, but if they didn't have the PSN running by the biggest video game show in the world.
I mean, if you look at
that's a problem.
The IGN bet article on when it's coming up, I bet that it's after E3 that they have everything back to normal. I don't think. I mean, this is just an off-the-wall prediction, but I mean, they'll get online play up and running, but the store still doesn't have any idea. And I mean, it's either going to come really quick or really slowly, and I think so far it's been really slowly, and I don't see that changing. And I think that does change their entire conference, because now, instead of Kevin Butler coming out and doing whatever the hell he was going to do, Jack Tretton has to come out hat in hand to be like, "What's up, guys? It's been a really rough 2 months." You know what I mean? It has to be addressed immediately. It's just like when 2 years ago when Core leaked the PSP Go, right?
See,
and so Jack Tretton had to come out, and the first thing he said was, "Thank you guys for coming. We were afraid nobody would come."
Here's the thing: I hope that they don't joke about it during the conference, because people are still fucking pissed.
Yeah, that's why
I'm still pissed. So if they're like, glad you guys made it, playing all those online games. I mean, I'm going to be angry.
But that's when you'll boo. You'll pick up the tomatoes you probably just throw.
Yeah, but. Because the information leak wasn't a disservice to anyone, it was a disservice to Sony. Like they were the ones that sort of like, nothing we can do about it, and it was kind of funny, and that's why they can make a joke about it.
Yeah.
But if they make a joke at millions of people's expenses,
well, that's the whole
taste.
thing. They can't do that. They can't come out and make a joke about it. Yeah, especially if it's still happening.
I'm kind of on the fence. Like, I wonder. This is just kind of me throwing something at the wall, but I wonder.
I'm here to catch it.
I wonder if they could have someone like Kevin Butler, but like a more somber delivery with jokes and making making fun of themselves about the whole situation with him coming out again, interrupting Jack or whatever, and coming out and being like, I have something to say about what happened with our servers or whatever. And I wonder if I'm sure that they're trying to figure out exactly how they're going to handle this situation, and
it's going to require immense delicacy.
Yeah, exactly. That's the exact word. And
wait, is delicacy the right word in that situation?
I think so, yeah.
Because now I'm just thinking of like a nice dessert.
Yeah.
No, I think it's like it's got to be like a delicate touch, like just right, like a little bit of humor, a lot of humility, and apologies galore, And I also want to say that I wouldn't boo them no matter what they did, because we're really there we're not there as spectators. We're there to deliver you the news.
That is 100% true. If anyone boos anyone there, that is totally your cue that, all right, that site or whoever that is just some stupid ass blog. This is our goddamn career. You don't go to a press conference as the press and boo someone.
I know.
Who does that?
I mean, they could say like, we have no new games and we have nothing to say, and PlayStation Network's never coming back, and I'd be like, well, that's the news.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like.
And then we'd rant about it beyond. But
but I mean, I'm not going to sit there and be like, fuck you. It's like that's not our job.
Get a job.
All right. Beyond@IGN.com. This is Jamal. Hey, guys, this is Jamal. I'm going to Comic-Con this summer, and I just want to know what to expect and what to do. Expect to be really hot, Jamal. San Diego is incredibly hot, and you will be shoved into a place with a whole bunch of hot people, so it's going to be hot and smelly. But it's fun. You'll have a great time. And what to do, you want to come to the IGN meet and greet that we will have details on one day. We're building up to Comic-Con, but let's get through E3 first.
Yeah, no.
Oh, dear God. Final question. Colin, this is the one that's been on everybody's mind, but Brian sent it to beyond@ign.com. Okay. He wanted to put a pin in it. Says, what are you guys going to put as your new password for your new PSN accounts?
That's a great question.
I'll let you know when
All right. Thank you, Brian, for that one.
Can I see your pen real quick?
Yeah, sure, of course.
As you...
I would like to say that I have a joke password that I use a lot for things that don't actually matter, that I don't care if anyone else has access to, but they just require a password anyway. It's pretty funny. I almost don't want to say it here because it's such a great joke password, but it's good stuff.
Me and
Good
Colin
stuff.
are writing notes back and forth.
Yeah, take your time.
It's just getting closer.
In the meantime, I'll just.
We're done. It's over.
Oh, okay.
Hey.
What
Jamal,
do you say?
Or whatever. Anybody. This is for everybody. I'm not gonna put that. You know what? A lot of people at Beyond, or a lot of people write into Beyond at IGN.com, and they say, "Hey, I'm coming to San Francisco. I want to see The Office. I want to get dinner with you guys." And the problem, of course, is that I only check. Greg Miller, only check the emails Thursday, so I miss a lot of stuff. And then I make plans, and you need to plan ahead. And then a lot of people don't. Some kid today wanted to go to dinner tomorrow, but he emailed us like 2 days ago. It's like, well, that doesn't work. However, IGN.com has finally gotten their act together and is offering tours of the IGN office the first Friday of every month. So every first Friday, we call them First Fridays. There's one tomorrow, first Friday of May. Mm-hmm. You can come by and get a tour. The shtick is you have to RSVP in advance. You get it known. Our beautiful HR people in places department reaches out, sets up the time, tells you when to come, tells you what to do. You get to go through the office, see how everything works, meet us. It's great times. Where you go? tinyurl.com/IGN tour. IGN tour, all in lowercase. Somebody once told me that for tinyurl, capitals matter. I don't know. So I just kept it all lowercase.
Okay.
tinyurl.com/IGN tour. RSVP there. Register. Plan your trip around it. That way you can come see us and you don't have to get denied. Because we don't let you in if you just walk up to the counter and say, "Hey guys, can I come in?"
Yeah.
Ryan Clements comes out and goes, "No way, no how."
Yeah, and I feel really bad when people travel all this way to San Francisco and they can't actually meet us.
Yeah. Well, you need to plan it out.
Yeah.
When you plan it out, it usually works.
Yeah.
We can work with you, but sometimes you can't.
The
Now you can plan around. This is every first Friday.
Yeah. Yeah.
tinyurl.com/IGN
tour.
tour.
All lowercase, mind you.
Up until then, if you want to keep in touch, you can keep listening to Podcast Beyond here on IGN.com. You can follow us on Twitter, IGN for IGN. Pwam Cider, PWAM Cider for Ryan Clements. Game over, Greggy, for me. No taxation for Colin. Ryan, take me home.
Sounds good, buddy. How are you doing, by the way, today?
I'm good. There's a lot to do, though.
Lots to do. Well, we can make it fast.
No, you don't have to make it fast. I wasn't putting it on you. I'm waiting on some tops for this infamous piece I want to put up.
Okay,
I want to
sounds
smoke
good.
this cigar.
Ooh, yeah.
I just rolled the paper. I wasn't really going to smoke, kids.
okay.
Don't worry. Shh.
So,
Don't smoke.
just in case you guys are new to the show, we have a song every day at the end of the show, and you can email us a song at beyond@ign.com and get to play it on the air, and then you can get a little bit of love from the Beyond Boys. Here.
Yeah!
Oh, my goodness.
Love from the Beyond Boys. Undertaker, don't punch through the wall.
But I received this email today, actually, just earlier. Oh, actually, wow, they sent it in like right after midnight. LOLs.
After midnight.
So anyway, this is from, oh my gosh, here, hold on, just out of curiosity, I can say this, right?
Move your finger. Oh, yeah, we've talked about Professor Fisting before. He's been on the show before. Or not our show, but maybe the Game Soups, the Game Spies. I don't know. I've heard it before for sure.
Well, Professor Fisting sent in a song called Beyond the State of Robot. Now, this sounded familiar to me, so I almost feel like it's possible I've played this in the past, but I liked the song, and I would like to play it again. But I'm pretty sure this is the first time. And Professor Fisting just says, "Pleased to be playing my music on your wonderful podcast." So thank you, Professor Fisting.
Radical.
That's all I had.
All right.
What does he have a PhD in?
Fisting.
Fisting sciences.
Wonder what his dissertation was.
Well, probably on the applied prospects of fisting.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you
Great.
so much for joining Podcast Beyond here. This has been episode 186. We're coming up fast on 200. We'll have details on a live show soon. Oh, yeah. Until then, keep it secret, keep it safe.
Yep.
Shire?
Baggins.
Oh, okay. You're saying Lord of the Rings nerd stuff.
Right, because you just quoted Lord of the Rings.
Keep it secret, keep it safe?
Is a famous Lord of the Rings reference that Gandalf says. Yup.
I don't think so.
Way to be a... Man, I don't know. Yeah.
All right.
He's talking about the ring.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
Wait, where did you think it was
some
from?
kind of sex thing? I don't know.
No, it's definitely from Lord of the Rings.
Sure Gandalf wasn't talking about sex?
No, he was talking about
Him
the
and that
ring.
Gollum dude?
Yeah, no, they were definitely talking about the ring.
Dudes.
It's in the first movie. And you know, it's the famous scene where he like leans into Frodo and he's like, "Is it secret? Is it safe?"
Oh, well, I said keep it secret. That's different.
I know. That's also
keep it secret. Keep it safe.
He also says that as well.
Well, you didn't just quote that though. You quoted something else.
Right, but I'm just quoting the more. Greg Miller hurts my feelings.